Because I'm one of those content creators that attempts to speak to both sides, if not all sides of the aisle, this is one of those videos that is going to really piss off some of my viewers. Other viewers might find it delightful. But nevertheless, I wanted to bring it to you because there's no denying that some folks are going to be outraged by this. Personally, me, I'm shocked. But nevertheless, coming from President Trump, this one here is not necessarily the most shocking thing he's known for doing. Now, we all are aware of what happened on January 6th. We all have different definitions of what took place on January 6th, but we all are aware that a historical event took place that day. Was it an insurrection or was it merely a tour of the Capitol building? President Trump, we already know his opinion of it is that it was a bunch of patriots acting on behalf of his administration, doing what was right to save the country. Now, I'm bringing up Trump because we're talking about reparations. Have you not heard African Americans crying out about reparations most of your damn life? Many suggest that you have no ties to any slave or anybody that was oppressed, so why the hell should you get reparations? Well, we're talking about a group that perhaps President Trump does believe should get reparations. Now, the likes of Ashli Babbitt, you all are familiar with Ashli Babbitt. She is the one that attempted to enter the Capitol building through a broken window. Well, she was already in the Capitol building, but she tried to get deeper into the Capitol building, potentially accessing some politicians that were being protected, and this happened to her.
New details about 35-year-old Ashli Babbitt, who was shot and killed by a Capitol police officer. Video captures the moment she fell to the ground during the chaos.
He's got a gun!
As others warned of the danger, medics then rushing her to the hospital, but she later died.
Now, there's this huge argument of whether that was justifiable shooting or not. Many are suggesting that Ashli Babbitt was unarmed. She's only a 4'11" woman or whatever her height was. She's an Air Force veteran. She's dead now, but many folks are suggesting the cops should have known she was unarmed and all this other stuff. I've covered this in many videos. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I will just simply say there's no way looking at that video that you can ascertain that this woman is not armed. There's a million places on your body you can carry a firearm, and there's no way in hell that this cop on the other side of that window knew that every spot where you can carry a firearm, from your ankle to to under your arms, you name it. It could be anywhere. Could be appendix, scary, small of your back. There's no way in hell he would have known that. So the fact that folks are saying when she was unarmed, how would he know? So I do want to run that by you, but President Trump is obviously a huge fan of the January 6th Patriots, if you ask him. But I want you to hear what he said about Ashli Babbitt herself.
I'm a big fan of Ashli Babbitt, okay? And Ashli Babbitt was a really good person who was a big MAGA fan, Trump fan, and she was innocently standing there. They even say trying to sort of hold back the crowd.
Why would a president be a big fan of somebody like that? What has she done for you to be a big fan of hers other than was trying to climb through a smashed out window and got shot in the process? Unbelievable. But listen to what they have to say about the actual officer that shot her. Keep in mind the officer, African American. I don't know if that's working out on his behalf, but he is a member of the federal government, which means Trump has some say-so over his career. Hear Trump give his opinion on that.
And the officer who shot her, Michael Byrd, is still on duty. They gave him a raise and they gave him a medal and I believe a promotion.
I think it's a disgrace.
He's a federal employee. Would you or could you do something like
I'm going to
that?
take a look at it. I'm going to look at that too.
I don't know if that cop is close to retirement, if he can take his pension and bounce, but under the Trump administration, he may consider that. He certainly needs to lay low because obviously the president does not like him. I don't see where he was doing anything other than his job. What are we suggesting? That he should have stood down, let Ashli Babbitt climb through the window and determine whether she was a danger once she was actually closer to him? Hopefully praying that no one else followed her through the window? It is amazing that she is in the process of clearly committing a crime, and we're favoring her and chastising the cop that stopped her from doing it. Some are even suggesting that the cop is a DEI hire. You know what happens anytime an African-American, a woman, person of color, or a member of the LGBTQ community is disliked. They're all being referred to as DEI hires now, but they are referring to that cop as a DEI hire as well. I don't know about that. His job is to serve and protect. He clearly protected the entranceway for which he was stopping Ashli Babbitt. He successfully protected that. He clearly has plenty of time on the range. He didn't have a hard time putting a round down range that actually successfully stopped the threat. One bullet. He didn't fire a whole volley of shots. He fired one bullet, and he stopped the whole attack from happening. How is he a DEI hire? He seems to be quite effective as a law enforcement official, if you ask yours truly. But they are saying he's a DEI hire, and President Trump is indicating that he might look into maybe penalizing this cop in some way, fashion, or form. But reparations is why we're here to speak. He was asked, President Trump was asked, what about all the finances, quality of life, and everything that was lost by the January 6th hostages, if you ask Trump, because they were incarcerated for a certain period of time. They all had to hire lawyers. You know, they lost their jobs, their careers. Financially, they took a hit. Here's Trump's opinion on that one. Wow.
Because they lost opportunity, they lost income, any kind of compensation fund.
Well, there's talk about that. There are a lot of people talk about it. A lot of the people that are in government now talk about it because a lot of the people in government really like that group of people.
Black MAGA. Holly, if you hear me. He's the January 6th participants. I'm gonna leave it at that. Whether you want to call them insurrectionists or patriots, I'm just going to say January 6th participants skips to the head of the line, and all of a sudden the president is possibly considering reparations for them. Black MAGA, where are you? You think this is a good idea? They're committing crimes. They're entering the building. They're shitting on walls, pissing on floors. Committing acts of thievery, stealing stuff from Nancy Pelosi's office, threatening to literally hang the vice president, and they qualify for reparations. Meanwhile, ancestry for the black community actually did get hung, and they don't qualify at all. I just wanted to run this by you because I thought it was somewhat shocking, also somewhat traditional Trump. He's been speaking out on behalf of these protesters or participants since it happened. I don't think Trump has ever said anything negative about January 6th, other than reprimanding the cop that shot Ashli Babbitt. I think he has spoken positively of the actions that took place on January 6th since the day it happened, up to and including suggesting that the penal facility they were being held in was disgusting and inhumane. And that was one of the reasons why he chose to pardon them. For some strange reason, all the other Americans that remained behind in these disgusting and inhumane facilities seem to be irrelevant to him. He just got the January 6th participants out. The rest of them can go to hell. But what do you guys think? You think Trump did the right thing? I know how this is going to look in the comments, but I'm going to give you a chance to state your opinion. Do you believe that the family of Ashli Babbitt and many of the other folks that were arrested, incarcerated, lost their jobs, their careers, their homes, you name it, due to their actions on January 6th, do you believe they should be made whole via reparations from your federal tax dollars? Because that's where the money's coming from. Let me know in the comments. As always, you can hit the dislike or the like on this shit. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.